In the quiet hush before dawn, when the fields glow silver, and the cities are just whispers in the mist, something stirs beneath the surface, a story hundreds of years in the making. Here, at the beating heart of Europe, the land is both gateway and crossroads. A tapestry where languages, histories, and cultures weave together. This is not just a country, but a living intersection, of rivers, of destinies, and of dreams. From rolling forests in the Ardennes to hidden wetlands shrouded in the morning dew, the landscapes tell a tale older than any border. Here, the valley of the Rhône winds through ancient fens and birchwood, a living memory of the wilderness that once covered all of Europe. In Flanders, sandy soils give way to moorland pools where birds gather, perpetually on their own journeys. The land is both muse and memory, shaped by the patient hand of time, by water, by the slow drift of people across centuries. In these tranquil valleys, every stone and stream remembers. Here, history does not linger in dusty archives. It dwells in the Gothic spires of Bruges, in every cobbled street of Antwerp, and Ghent's grand cathedrals echoing with prayer and revolution. Welcome to this enchanting country of Belgium, the crossroads of Europe. Our story begins in Brussels, the capital, not just of Belgium, but often called the capital of Europe itself. The centerpiece of the city, the Grand Place, is perhaps the most theatrical square on the continent. Ornate guildhalls, their gilded facades shimmering under golden light, stand as symbols of the merchant wealth that shaped Brussels' identity. Their artistry is overwhelming, flourishes of Gothic and Baroque locked side by side, each building silently competing for attention. In summer, the entire square becomes a carpet of colorful flowers, creating a spectacle of scent, texture, and color so vivid it feels dreamlike. But beyond its beauty, Brussels is a city pulled in different directions. Just blocks away from the historic core stands the glass and steel of modern Europe, the European Parliament and Commission buildings, where languages from across the continent converge, and policies ripple outward. While its medieval center whispers of the past, Brussels' institutions look firmly toward the future. Here, contradictions are everywhere. Stately chocolate shops sell pralines like works of art. The playful aroma of fries drifts through historic alleys. But Brussels is not only about institutions and icons, it is about neighborhoods. Strolling through Sablon, one finds antique markets and old bookshops. The markets of Molenbeek echoes with North African spices and Middle Eastern bustle. Brussels is eclectic, layered, and restless. Yet, if it is the starting point, Belgium's tale stretches far beyond its capital of Brussels. And so, our journey shifts northward. An hour's journey north unfolds one of Europe's most enchanting cities, Bruges. Known as the Venice of the North, Bruges is a place that often feels more like a painting than a city. Its network of canals crisscross beneath stone bridges, capturing the reflections of buildings that have stood for centuries. In Bruges, time slows down. Narrow cobblestone lanes curve softly, inviting travelers to wander without agenda. The air carries the faint sweetness of Belgian waffles, mingling with the sound of horse-drawn carriages. At the heart stands the Belfry of Bruges, a medieval tower that dominates the skyline. To climb its 366 steps is to ascend into history itself, rewarded with sweeping views across terracotta rooftops. From this height, the city glows with a quiet perfection. In chocolate shops, master chocolatiers sculpt flavors with artistry and care. And then there are the moments of pure stillness. Sitting by the Minnewater Lake, the Lake of Love, One can watch swans glide across mirror-like water, embodying the city's secret promise of eternal romance. At night, Bruges becomes something else entirely. Lantern light flickers against ancient stone, and silence wraps softly around the canals. It feels medieval, untouched, as though you yourself have stepped back through centuries. From Bruges, we journey toward a different kind of radiance, the sparkle of a city shaped by trade, ambition, and gems. Antwerp is Belgium's bold city, unapologetically cosmopolitan, brimming with energy, and deeply tied to the rhythms of trade. Its history as one of Europe's most important ports still shapes its identity today. Ships continue to arrive from every corner of the globe, keeping Antwerp connected to the wider world. The city's diamond district is its most famous marker, where over 80% of the world's rough diamonds are traded. Antwerp is also a city of masterpieces. Step inside the Cathedral of Our Lady, and Rubens' paintings glow from the altarpiece, with drama and color that seem alive even after 4 centuries. Art spills into the streets and squares, shaping Antwerp into one of Europe's creative capitals. Antwerp is today one of the world's fashion hubs, with bold designers walking the fine line between tradition and avant-garde. Markets hum with fabrics and eclectic styles, reflecting the city's embrace of reinvention. Yet, amidst all this modernity, Antwerp's medieval core still stands strong. The Grote marked with its Renaissance-style city hall, its gilded statues, and its fountains speaks of civic pride and endurance. At dusk, café terraces overflow, filled with the warm chatter of locals. Antwerp is both the memory of an old trading empire and the energy of a daring city. As we leave the bustling heartbeat of Antwerp, the tone shifts once more, towards quiet fields that remember. Fields that carry silence heavier than any city square. In the countryside of West Flanders lies ground that cannot be walked upon lightly. These are the Flanders fields, where during the Great War of 1914 to 1918, millions of lives were uprooted, lost, and mourned. Today, the rolling fields are green, dotted with farms and blooming poppies, but beneath their surface rests the weight of history. In places like Ypres, towns that were shattered into rubble a century ago have been rebuilt, but reminders remain etched in every stone. The Menin Gate, vast and solemn, carries the names of over 54,000 soldiers, whose bodies were never found. Every single night since 1928, the last post ceremony takes place here. Beyond Ypres, cemeteries stretch in quiet order, their white crosses and gravestones aligned as far as the eye can see. Among them lies Tyne Cot, one of the largest Commonwealth war cemeteries in the world, a stark reminder that Belgium was once a crucible of the modern world's greatest trauma. Here, in Belgium's fields, silence carries more truth than words. Yet, from silence we move again into life, and into one of Belgium's most vibrant cities. Halfway between Brussels and the coast lies Ghent, a city that wears its contradictions with pride. Once a medieval powerhouse of trade and textiles, today Ghent balances historic grandeur with modern creativity. The city's medieval quarter is dominated by the trilogy of towers, the Belfry, St. Nicholas's Church, and St. Bavo's Cathedral. Inside the cathedral lies one of the most significant works of art ever made, the Adoration of the Mystic Lamb. Outside, Ghent thrums with youthful energy. Along the Gréselay and Corenlay quays, cafes brim with life, as students and travelers sit by the riverside, basking in golden sunsets. Boats glide past, carrying laughter and music that float through narrow canals. But Ghent is also bold in sustainability and forward-thinking policies. Entire neighborhoods embrace bicycles and green living. By night, the city becomes a canvas of light, with its monuments illuminated in soft brilliance, as though staging a nightly performance for all who wander. Yet Belgium is not only engines of art and memory, it is also sanctuary, in the untamed whispers of its wild landscapes. In stark contrast to the bustling cities of the north, the Ardennes stretch across southern Belgium, a land of rolling hills, dense forests, and medieval castles guarding valleys like sleeping giants. Hiking trails wind through thick woods, rivers curve gently, and small stone villages appear almost organically from the land itself. Unlike the grand guildhalls of Bruges or the modern facades of Brussels, the Ardennes shine in their simplicity, silent chapels, and ancient bridges crossing streams. The Ardennes were the stage for fierce fighting during World War II, particularly the Battle of the Bulge. Yet nature here has reclaimed itself, wrapping the memories of war in green silence, serving both as a memorial and a place of healing. It is also a playground for adventure seekers. Kayaking, cycling, and climbing blend seamlessly with the tranquility of pastoral life. Tiny castles like Bouillon rise from rocky outcrops, bearing witness to medieval struggles between counts and kings. The Ardennes are not grandiose, but spiritual. A quiet undercurrent runs through them, reminding us that Belgium is as much about stillness as it is about dynamism. As our journey nears its end, we arrive in Leuven, a city dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge. Its university, founded in 1425, is among the oldest in Europe, and its students keep the city alive with energy and ideas. Destroyed twice, once in each world war, it was rebuilt each time, with international support, as a testament to humanity's devotion to knowledge above destruction. Beyond its scholarly reputation, Leuven overflows with tradition. Its town hall, a masterpiece of Gothic architecture adorned with hundreds of statues, seems less a building than a frozen cathedral of stone lace. And beneath it all, in ancient cellars, Leuven sustains Belgium's most celebrated craft beer. Home to the world's largest brewery, the city has polished beer making into high art, where each sip is as much heritage as it is flavor. In Leuven, knowledge and tradition coalesce. Ideas ferment in lecture halls, just as beers ferment in ancient casks. Together, they embody Belgium's enduring ability to nurture, sustain, and adapt. Belgium is more than its clichés of chocolates, waffles, and beer. It is also more than its small size on a map. It is a land woven by contrasts, bustling capitals and silent fields, Gothic towers and modern skylines, timeless romance and tragic scars. A country where the weight of history is ever present, yet never overshadows the creativity and resilience of its people. To call Belgium the Crossroads of Europe is not a mere title, it is truth. Belgium stands at the junction of languages, histories, and cultures. And in that intersection lies its profound beauty. As trains pull away from stations, as canals wind endlessly north, as forests breathe across the south, Belgium remains, quietly powerful, waiting for those who choose to stop and listen. Like and share this video with someone who may like it. Until we meet next on another adventure, happy travels.